Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, sports fans everywhere. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the 2020 IESR Radio Hall of Fame induction. I really think we're going to start doing the induction, that is, for our anniversary show every year because this seems to work out really well. So, we're 2-1 today, as you were getting the IESR Radio Hall of Fame induction, and you are getting smack dab right in the middle of it, the IESR Radio annual show, of course, the 7-year anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it 7 years on air. I'll tell you, this is truly special. To everybody who has made this thing happen, to everybody who has been a part of this, to everybody who has brought forth something to the table, the IESR Radio table, we couldn't appreciate you more, and we thank you so much for being a part of this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a very special episode, a very special day, 7 years on air, and I hope you are all ready and raring to go. We have 3 hours, y'all! 3 hours today! This is going to run the distance, as we love to say, and we're going to have ourselves a good one. Of course, we are starting things off with the induction ceremony. We have our Hall of Famers in here. Of course, Miss Lori Volkman, Mr. Ten Rodriguez, Mr. Jeff Christensen, and of course, the one and only Miss Jess. Just one word, y'all. One syllable. That's it. Jess. She has made it. All of them now. There is now 12 Hall of Famers in the IESR Radio Hall of Fame. And we are ready to rock and roll with plenty more coming up this year. Would you like to be a part of the Hall of Fame? You can jump on, retweet, show us some love, y'all, and let us know that you are a fan of IESR Radio. Become the fan of the month a few times. We shall negotiate, and you will be nominated. So, with that said, y'all, this is me, your boy Larry B, bringing it to you live here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. It is Saturday, May 15, 2021. And with me here, my beautiful, for the first time saying this on air, my beautiful fiance, lovely Cecilia. What's going on, babe?
Hello.
We are here, bringing it to y'all here today. Be ready, y'all. This is going to be fun. We're going to be talking, of course, plenty of fun things here today. The only sports show on this network that doesn't talk really hard. Well, we're going to have sports involved, but it's nothing up to date at the moment or whatever. But we'll be talking, of course, with all of our colleagues later on here today. Lots of audio clips from them and lots of happy birthdays all over the place from our awesome listeners just like you. But we will start things off here today with the first induction here. Number 9 into the Hall of Fame, Miss Lori Volkman. We will start things up right after this break. I hope you're excited, y'all. We got a great show planned out for you today. Once again, you are tuned in live to the IESR Radio Hall of Fame 2020 induction, as well as the 7th year anniversary show here at IESR Radio, right here on IESR Radio, your direct for all that is sports.
Hey sports fans, do you like wine? Well, we've got the show for you. This is Let's Wine About Sports, a show where we talk about wine and sports simultaneously. From the classic Cabernet Sauvignon all the way down to the grapes that you've never even heard of before. Oh yeah, we cover it all. And we'll talk about a little bit of sports as well. Football, hockey, collegiate, women's sports, it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it all, and we're going to whine about it all. So join me Monday at 8 p.m. on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back, IE Sports Radio listeners and football fans and sports fans around the country. Once again, you're listening to the 7th year anniversary show right here at IE Sports Radio. So freaking excited. My goodness, 7 years on air. It is amazing. We are so happy and so blessed and so happy to have people like this first guest of the show here. Of course, this is the first hour, as Cecilia and I explained in the introduction. The first hour of this episode is, or this anniversary special, is the IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame induction ceremony, because you know something, these people make it happen, and I'm so happy that they have been a part of us. So these four today are definitely going greatly honored. As we know, we have 3 of them that are going to be live, and the first one is pre-recorded, so I'm actually recording this yesterday, which is May 14th. Big shout out to my grandfather. It's happy birthday, Grandpa, today. So, but I'll tell you right now, tomorrow, or today, of course, the 15th, as you're listening to this show, is the real show, and happy birthday to IE Sports Radio. Happy 7 years. And with that said, welcoming our first guest, and she is, well, she's not a guest. She's a part of IE Sports Radio, what would you call it, immortality now, because she is 100% deserving of it. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no time to waste, because she deserves every moment of this audio clip instead of me yakking. This is her time. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcoming for the first time as a IE Sports Radio Hall of Famer. She is everywhere. She teaches college. She judged gymnastics at one point in her life. She writes for SB Nation for the Mile High Report, of course. She's an editor, or I think chief editor. She's amazing at everything she does. All right, she's awesome. And on top of that, she's one of the biggest freaking Bronco fans you'll ever meet. And now IE Sports Radio Hall of Famer, because she has been here through thick and thin with this station every time, for battles, for primetime face-offs on 3 and Out, for all kinds of stuff, for 8 divisions and 8 days on 3 and Out, every which way we've had her on this show, and we're just happy to have had her. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming Miss Lori Hoffman. What's going on, Lori? How you doing today?
Oh, hey, I am so happy, Larry. Thank you for having me on today.
It is an honor. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lori Hoffman, first time here as an IE Sports Radio Hall of Famer. I just want to say, I know we don't have a whole bunch of time, but I just want to say congratulations. The voting, of course, the ceremony should have been a long time ago, but I'm kind of thinking maybe we should start doing it on this anniversary show. It's kind of cool, like the induction. Could give me some time to get the shirts out to you guys. Of course, I still haven't done that, with all the craziness going on with, of course, the engagement, which is awesome, and of course, moving and on school with my fiance, and school with me, and work, and COVID destroying everything, and now we're getting back to normal. All these things, of course, has been pushed to now, but it's a great time to do this induction, of course, for our 7-year show. So with that said, Lori, go ahead. This is, of course, your time. So to everybody who voted for you, you had a lot of votes this year. My goodness, I know I should have been probably more prepared, but I do remember you had quite the number of votes. Let me take a look here. Yes, you ended the Hall of Fame result with the final vote of 93 on the final ballot. So you had a lot of people voting for you. It was pretty darn awesome. And overall, I just want to know what what drew you into IE Sports Radio to keep on coming back like you always did? And what just keeps you, no matter what, you always seem to have time for us in pre-recorded or live. I mean, what it is about the station that you really enjoy? And, of course, I mean, tell us your affiliation, if you will, with IE Sports Radio over the last few years.
Well, first of all, thank you to you for having this Hall of Fame ceremony, and congratulations to my fellow Hall of Famers. It's always a cool honor to be among the favorites, and also, to the whole IE Sports crew, thank you for having this entertainment forum for all of us, and that's actually exactly why I was drawn to this. A big part of it is you and your energy and your interest and your humor, especially being a Raiders fan. It's nice to, go toe to toe and do our AFC West rivalry stuff. But it's also, I'm a diehard Broncos fan. So any opportunity to talk football, to talk Broncos, football's entertaining to so many people. And I love how the rivalries are fun. But at the end of the day, we're all interested in our team doing well, but having a great competition between, the teams and having a great NFL league and just all of it. So that always draws me into wanting to be on the radio, wanting to talk about it, wanting to discuss it with you, especially because you're a Raiders fan.
Well, Lori, it is very mutual because I love it. I'm a diehard Raider, but you know what? It's crazy, Lori, because doing this for the last 7 years now, it's crazy. I was telling my fiance a couple of weeks ago, as a matter of fact, I think we were talking to maybe another couple or I guess one of her friends or somebody, I forgot, we were having a good conversation and sports came up. And, I had mentioned something. And don't get me wrong, I love my Raiders. I love all of my teams. But you know what's crazy, Lori? After doing this, and of course you being in media, I would like to know this about you real quick as well. And I'm sure the audience would as well, because it gives a different perspective in my opinion. But as such a diehard Raider fan and such a diehard fan of all my teams, you know what's funny? I actually find myself, the more and more I podcast and get into all of these different outlets and social media and posting about all these things, I actually find myself becoming just more of a fan of the entire sport and the league. Not saying anything, I'm always going to love my Raiders and my teams in every sports league around the world more than any other team, but I actually have come to appreciate and actually really I don't know, I enjoy just watching the game much more now than I ever did than watching my team and cheering them on. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I've always enjoyed being the rival fan, especially of other AFC West teams. Honestly, especially the Raiders, because they've been the best team hate as a fan. As a fan as old as I am, these days the Chiefs fans are the easier ones to hate. But I agree. I think what we all appreciate the most is having fellow fans who have that same sort of level of connection and loyalty to a team that we do. So even if it's not our team, it's you can really identify with that fan, and I think that's cool. It makes sports, the ultimate kind of forum to get along. Honestly,
I completely agree, Lori. And this is a special. It's something awesome because that's what sports do. Sports, it really does bring everybody together. And as Meg in our PR department here, she said it best years ago that football is family, and I think that about every sport because it's true. Though the rivalry is just they love to tear us apart for the 3 hours that we're playing, but at the end of the day, it's you know what, it brings us together, and it really does everybody. I just think it's so awesome that it's like food or music. Sports is like another one of those things that just brings everybody together, and it's so cool no matter where you're from, no matter who you cheer for. It's at the end of the day, you love this game so much, so I think it's awesome.
Yeah. And I think, you can tell, especially at a game, you'll see before the game at the tailgates, you'll see fans from both teams joking around, getting along, drinking, eating together. And at the game, they hate each other. And then after the game, they're, drinking and eating together again. So
Isn't it great?
It's all good.
It really is, Lori. So I'm so excited for this, and I guess this how we are able to get out of all this COVID nonsense, and by the grace of God, everyone's, unfortunately, rest in peace those who lost their lives. But I'm just really happy that we're kind of getting back to normal slowly but surely, and things are going great. So with that said, Lori, go ahead and tell everybody real quick now. Of course, I think you've told everybody before, hey, because you're a big Broncos fan, but what's given you? Of course, you talked about how you got so affiliated with IE Sports Radio, which is awesome. But even before that now, go ahead and tell everybody how you actually got so into just the Broncos, just the NFL, but into any sport, of course. Like you said, you used to gymnastics and everything. What is it about sports that drew you in, that made you such a diehard now to lead you all the way to IE Sports Radio to get you to the dang Hall of Fame? I mean, what did it for you?
Wow. I think that to start at the very beginning, and I would imagine for a lot of us, this is where it really starts, is a love of competition, or just kind of it draws you in. I mean, whether you're the one competing or your team is competing, you're rooting for them, you get pulled in, and it's exciting, and you get invested, and it always feels good to be invested, especially if you get rewarded every now and then with a win, right? And it's harder to be invested when you're losing. But I think when I was a kid, and my dad was a big football fan, so we were always watching football on Sundays, and he grew up in Texas, so he's a big Cowboys fan, but the local team was the Broncos, and they weren't good when we first lived in Colorado and I was a little kid, but as I was, 7, 8 years old, that was the year the Broncos went to their first Super Bowl against the Cowboys in 1977, 78. And so, when there's so much energy around the town and around the state because the team is good, and so you kind of get sucked in and you can't let go. I never let go. I've not let go, clearly, ever since. And luckily for me, even when the Broncos weren't great or weren't, they were always, they'd win some really exciting games, so that'd keep you interested. Elway came to town, and I always want to interject right here, I'm pretty happy that I'm in the Hall of Fame during year 7, because number 7 is a big number for Broncos country. So I like that. And, with Elway, even the years we weren't even in the playoffs, which wasn't too many, but he was exciting, and we were always winning these come from behind wins. And I think of any sport I've played or been in or watched, a come from behind win is the absolute best feeling. And so much of my interest in the Broncos comes from, we were always in close games. We've never won blowouts, hardly ever. We've lost many blowouts, but when we did win, a lot of times it was like this miraculous come from behind, get the touchdown in the last second kind of win. And I could watch those every second of my life. I love it.
That is, where's my applause button? Gosh darn it. That was awesome. Lori, that deserves a round of applause. That was freaking awesome, because I'll tell you right now, I'm clapping on my shoulder over here. That was awesome, because, I have to hold the phone up. But that was awesome. And you know what? It's just that right there that's about as Hall of Fame gets right there. And I'm glad, it's funny because these kind of serve as your, little Hall of Fame speech in a sense. But I love that because... Yeah. You just tell the story of why is it? What makes me tick? What makes you, Lori, tick that love sports so much? And honestly, that's such a cool answer. And seriously, I've heard, of course, now, my goodness, you are the 9th person in. You're number 9. Number 7, of course, you're number 7, pretty cool, but you're actually in the Hall of Fame. You'll take number 9, the number 9 spot.
But it's the 7th year, right?
7th year, so you could take that. That works for me. I like that. Number 7.
Yeah.
Good number. So, you definitely have done something great here, because you have allowed your voice to be heard on this network that has become so great in the last 7 years, and you have entertained them. You have hyped up Broncos fans. I mean, I remember having you on, of course, for primetime face-offs, and having you on for 8 divisions in 8 days, and just, it's awesome. It's awesome hearing hearing just you and your knowledge and just how much you love these Broncos. And you know what? That's what makes us tick. It's not me. I'm IE Sports Radio, and it's definitely not the work I put into IE Sports Radio in the last 7 years. it's my team, the people who work really hard to make this thing work, and more than anything, it's you guys. It's the ones who listen, who contribute voice and your time, and just come on here and have fun talking sports. And it's crazy because a bunch of sports fans came together to make something special, and my goodness, it's not special. I mean, seriously, it is awesome, and it's so great having you, and of course, others involved. So today we induct the third Hall of Fame, the third IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame class. Lori, number 9, you are the last of the single digits here in the IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame. And you know what? It has been a great honor to talk with you all these years about your Broncos and to have you on 3 and Out. I guess have you a part of this. So we're going to send you off right, and thank you once again so much. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, Lori Volkman, you have been absolutely amazing, and I just want to say thank you so much for donating your time and for having, having us be able to enjoy your commentary and your comments, and good or bad about the Broncos, because trust me, there's been some bad. That's why you're a true diehard. Oh my goodness, when they're bad, you get on that team hard, so I love it. I mean, I think it's great, so I totally understand. So with that said, Lori, any closing comments here for the Hall of Fame?
Aaron Rodgers to the Broncos 2021. No, my real comment is go Broncos.
I love it. That's how it should be. And that's amazing, gentlemen. There we go. Lori, of course, as I always do it, I don't care if it's on 3 and Out, The Defining Moment, or right now on this show, of course, the 7-year episode, the 7th year anniversary. I always give you that time. I got to make sure you represent and do your thing as well. So please let all these diehard Broncos know. Let all of these fans, of course, that listen to IE Sports Radio, I don't care if they're Broncos fans or not. I mean, just because you're a Hall of Famer now, they might just want to follow you and check you out, because you're definitely an honor here. So I think a lot of our listeners will probably definitely want to check you out as well and everything you do. So where can they find you at, Lori, and everything that you do?
They can find me on Twitter at DocLLV, DOCLLV, and they can find my work on Twitter at Mile High Report, and also the website milehighreport.com is where all the stories and, miracles come true.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Lori. Well, you know what? It has been awesome. Thank you once again for being a part of this. We truly appreciate all of your dedication to us and your time being donated to us, and thank you so much. You are officially an IE Sports Radio Hall of Famer, so we so much once again for being a part of it, and we will talk to you soon. All right, Lori?
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I love you, and I'm happy to be in the Hall of Fame.
All right, well, we are very happy to have you in the Hall of Fame as well. You take care, Lori. You'll be getting your gold shirt in the mail very, very soon, all right?
All right, that sounds great. Can't wait.
All right, take care, Lori. Have a good one.
Thank you. Thanks, Larry. Bye.
Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for the first of 4 today. So there you go. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lori Volkman, awesome woman. Awesome to have her here on the show today. And well, that will do it. Let's go ahead and take ourselves a break. Cecilia and I are standing by because Mr. Taryn Rodriguez is coming up next. The second of this year's Hall of Fame votes he got in. He did really, really well, so we're glad to have him. And of course, diehard IE Sports Radio. I mean, the guy does everything here, so we really appreciate him, and we really thank him for being a part of this. So, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for this audio clip, and coming up next, we will have, of course, live now, my beautiful fiancée, Cecilia, and myself will be speaking with Mr. Taryn Rodriguez and his Hall of Fame induction. Once again, you're listening to the 7-year anniversary show here at IE Sports Radio, as well as the 2020 IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame induction edition of The Defining Moment. I'll go nowhere, y'all. We'll be right back after this.
What's up, everybody? This is Taryn Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunder Spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back, IESR Radio listeners. What's going on, y'all? Well, as you heard, first person into the 2020 Hall of Fame class, of course, Miss Lori Volkman. Awesome woman, and she definitely is deserving of that. And, well, we're going to keep it rolling here, y'all. Inductee number 10 into the IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is about as awesome as it gets. This guy he holds the station up when I'm not available. It was crazy last year between work, literally between jobs with all that nonsense happening with COVID and with everything happening. This guy has held up the station in so many ways, both on this with all the links and posting and making sure the shows are going and everything like that, all the way up into actually directing traffic. This dude is about as awesome as it gets, and I'm just very happy and blessed to not only have him a part of the team, but to have him as a great friend of mine, man. I'm really happy to have him part of the Hall of Fame class. I'm really happy that he's able to be here today with his busy schedule. And overall, y'all, I couldn't give him props, enough praise, and there's only one way to thank him, and that right there is by having him now in the Hall of Fame. And it had nothing to do with me. I mean, he was just nominated, that's all, and then he made it all the way in. So I'm glad, because he absolutely deserves this honor. The guy has bended every which way to make this station a part of his life, which is awesome. And seriously, it's an honor to have him aboard the team, and now to induct him into the Hall of Fame. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, so happy to have him here today for the next 10 to 15 minutes or so for his induction on the 7th year anniversary episode. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the volleyball expert himself, and the pro expert in SoCal sports, the host of the SoCal Supreme Sports Show, and the host of Set Pointer on IE Sports Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming Mr. Taryn Rodriguez. What's going on, Taryn?
Yo, what's happening, Larry B? Thank you for having me on today, and I'm glad to be taking time out of my today to be popping in on the 7-year anniversary of IE Sports Radio.
It is an honor to have you here, man. Darren, I'm going to tell you right now, brother, I may not be able to thank you enough. I may not thank you enough, man, but dude, thank you for everything. And today, this honor showed a whole bunch, man, of why you deserve it, because you've literally helped us out with so much in the station. And like I said, man, your heart is... I mean, really, we couldn't repay you, man. You have really done so much for us here on the station. You've helped us out, dude. So, like I said, we really thank you so much for that, and we appreciate all of your hard work.
Hey, thanks, Larry. It means a lot, and I'm glad to help you all out as to the best of my ability. It really means a lot, and I'm happy to be a part of this great organization and this great foundation. And who knows, maybe we will be a household name. We just got to put our minds to it, and we got to just keep on pushing.
Absolutely, and I'm positive we will. You're right. We just got to keep pushing and keep doing our thing, put our minds to it, and keep working hard. And that's exactly what we're doing, man. You've definitely helped us out with, and like I said, man, great to have you. Of course, he is a CEO, one of the three COOs of IE Sports Radio. May I forget that? I mean, the guy, or may I, for forgetting that, is everywhere. I mean, he's got so many freaking titles here. It's incredible, but so glad to have you here today. So with that said, man, go ahead and tell everybody. I mean, it's a story that may be usually untold, but with that said, man, go ahead and tell us today what you think, or no, sorry, go ahead and tell us your affiliation, how you got started here with IE Sports Radio, and what got you to be such a diehard sport to even get involved with IE Sports Radio in the first place, man.
Well, for starters, how I became a part of IE Sports Radio was because of you. You messaged Well, you reached out to me via Twitter and asked if I was interested in hosting a bass podcast for Bases Loaded at the time. And I actually was I actually saw your little reach out to me, and before I was in a movie, but before I was watching a movie, and then I'm like, I'll have to reply to this guy later, and then I basically just got on my horse and just replied to you, and then everyone was behind, my brother, my mom, everyone behind me doing this, and then like, okay, let's do this, and eventually I became host of Set Point. Well, I founded Set Point. Well, you and I founded Set, and then it went from there with being the host of the SoCal Supreme Sports Show and still being a co-host of 3 and Out College Edition. So, and as for me being a sports fan, it's basically a lifestyle for me. I kind of pretty much eat, breathe, drink, sleep sports and all of that. Sports is without my sports, it just feels incomplete for me, if you know what I'm saying, because sports, no matter what sport it is, whether it's basketball, football, soccer, baseball, volleyball, hockey, lacrosse, water polo, you name it, I always got to find something to get my sports in, if you know what I'm saying.
Without a doubt, Taryn. I'm totally with you, man. We cut from the same mold, man, because I completely agree that sports, it's just huge for us, man, and it's just, that's what it comes down to. Sports is a big, huge part of our lives, and it's just incredible that we have been able to create this awesome station out of sports, of course. So, with that said, man, I'm so glad to have you a part of this here today. So, with that said, for sure today, man, as I'm happy to have her here today with me to do the show, man, I would like you to meet fiance Cecilia.
Hello.
And us here today, I'll throw her on the spot and have her ask a random question to all of the inductees. She didn't get a chance to do this with Lori yet, but, babe, how about you ask Taryn here a random question about sports? About literally, like, maybe his interests or fondest memories of sports, or maybe favorite game, or favorite member of team, anything. Once again, I love it because Cecilia's just getting into sports, dude, and it's amazing. On the sports coach perspective, you've seen her grow, Taryn. I know a lot of people have seen her grow and become more of a sports fan. So now that she's come a little bit more acclimated to sports the last couple of months, we've been doing the podcast now since January. I would love to hear what she would have to ask you. So go ahead, have at it. What's literally any type of sports question you have, Taryn, here?
Any type?
Anything. Favorite team, favorite player, why, or literally whatever. Like anything.
I don't know. I don't know. I think, what's your favorite team?
Depending on which sport it is, or should I just name all my favorite teams, or?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so let's go down the list. So, NBA, I'm a Lakers fan, and that's not going to ever change.
And why is that?
Because my brother pretty much got into Lakers when he was like in the high chair where he was watching the Laker games with my grandma, and then I think my mom as well, and then he was drawn into that, and then eventually he drew me into being a Lakers fan, and it's like, okay, cool. And eventually I started getting more into the NBA back in the 7th grade when my math teacher was a Lakers fan, and he got me into sports writing, and God bless him, he's actually retired from teaching, and if it weren't for him, I don't think I would have fully been into sports, and I would have been sports writing. So okay. Lakers are my NBA team. My NFL team is, as you know, Larry, the Chargers, which it's tough to pick. It was tough to pick a team considering there was no LA teams at the time. The Rams were in St. Louis, the Chargers were in San Diego, and there was no... And then I kind of liked the 49ers, but just grandma was a 49ers fan. But I just wanted to carve out my own little niche and just be a fan of the Chargers, just because it was the closest to Los Angeles. I mean, you could also make the argument that Oakland and San Francisco are close, but I wanted to stay with Southern California and whatnot. So there's that. And then for my football teams, I'm an Angels and Dodgers fan. It sounds weird at first, but it's actually a pipe dream matchup. And no matter what would happen, like, you're going to see one team. You're going to be happy for one team. You will feel bad for the other team not winning it, but it is a great thing. So, and then for my NHL team, I like the Ducks. I'm not too big hockey. I don't necessarily hate things, but I'm just more of a Ducks fan because the Kings kind of did the great one a little dirty, Wayne Gretzky, and the Ducks. It's tough not to like the Ducks if you watch the Mighty Ducks, whether it's the movie or the cartoon. And then obviously, Larry, my college team. Obviously, it's Long Beach, the school that I go to, but my true college team is USC because, yeah. And I really hate UCLA, but it's just something about USC that just drew me in, just because they were pretty much entertaining at the time. I'm like, I like this college football team. This looks pretty cool. And then eventually, I started getting more into USC athletics, like whether it was like water polo or basketball, even in the dark days of USC men's hoops and volleyball and whatnot, and their B team just won an NCAA championship. So there's that. So I think that's pretty much all the teams I've pretty much touched upon. And I guess I like the Galaxy because of a good tradition, and I like their history. They've had a lot of great players. It's tough for me, FC, just because I haven't fully. They're still an expansion team, and they haven't really fully won anything, and they haven't really. Their fans keep flexing on Gallons when they haven't won anything. If you know what I mean. Larry.
Yeah. Gosh darn it. Just kidding.
Okay, but I think I've pretty much answered the question.
There you go.
That's cool.
Neat to hear a different sports fan's perspective of it. Yeah, because she's heard all of my stories of why I'm a diehard till she's blue in the face. And so I think it's really, really, really nice that this perspective for sure. Am I right? Mm-hmm. With that said, Taryn, brother, I just want to tell you, man, thank you so much for being a part of this. And let's go ahead and end this real quick with just a gigantic thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Taryn Rodriguez, this guy's the real deal. Brother, we can't appreciate you enough, man. You have helped out this thing in so ways. You really, really, really deserve this. Honestly, man, it's going to be an honor sending you out that golden shirt, man. You will be getting a shirt soon. Be sending that sucker out, man, and I hope you wear that sucker proud because you are the 10th inductee, man. There's only 9 of them who have been inducted before you, and here you are, man. So congratulations on your induction. You are officially a Sports Radio Hall of Famer, and man, I couldn't think of somebody there from the team right now to induct with you, man. So thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for everything, man. And of course, your moment in the sun, brother. Whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. Of course, have your moment. I guess this is your speech, if you will, or give whatever you want to give and say what you want to say for your exit out of here. And then, of course, as you know, let all these diehard fans know where they can find you, man.
Thanks, Larry. And again, I'm very proud to dedicate some of my time to y'all, and I had to be there for you whenever you need me. There's got to be someone who's willing to step up and help out with your busy schedule, if you know what I mean. One thing I do need to ask: will I be able to put this on my resume?
Without a doubt, brother. You can always put this on the resume.
Okay, it was just some food for thought, in my opinion, before I went on. So anyway, for starters, I actually got to thank everyone for helping me get inducted, because without you, I wouldn't have gotten inducted. Thank you to all my friends on Twitter who helped spread the word to help vote for me. And thank you to my mom and my brother for helping me get involved with IE Sports Radio. And I want to thank all of the team who's done their part to helping me steer the ship, because it's not just one person, it's everybody helping everyone out. And it's an honor to be in the IE Radio Hall of Fame. And it's funny how I'm inductee number 10, because that's the number that Herbert wears, and he's the quarterback for the Chargers, so it's a little coincidence.
That's awesome.
So anyway, you all can find me on Twitter at Taryn Rodriguez 1. I'm spelled Teran, and the last name Rodriguez with a G, and then a UEZ, and then the number 1. You can follow me on Instagram at Taryn Rodriguez 1992, which I don't really use Instagram that much, but I might, considering this whole iSports Radio induction thing, as well as me graduating in a few weeks will be happening as well. So expect more posts on Instagram as well. So there's that. And Larry, I couldn't really say more about you and how you've worked hard to help get iSports Radio up to where it is as well. It's not just my work, and it's not just your work, it's everyone's work. And we're going to make this thing continue to go strong, no matter what gets thrown in our way.
Absolutely, man. And this, once again, thank you so much for being on this, man. You have really, 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 really been a huge part of this. And like I said, man, we couldn't have done this without you and gotten to work without you, man. So here you go, man. It's yours. Congratulations, kids. Silly also says congratulations on your graduation. You worked hard for this, man. So wear it well, do your thing, and keep working hard, man. It's great to have you here at iSports Radio. And thanks again for being a part of the network, man. You have a wonderful day, sir. Take care, man. God bless you and your family. And I look forward to having you back here on the show soon, man.
Well, I'll be around. I'll just be on after the induction ceremony.
That's for sure. Well, then we'll talk to you in just a little bit, Aaron.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be listening in. Thanks, Larry.
Sure. Take care, brother.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Once again, that was Taryn Rodriguez, man. Great guy. Awesome. Well, we're going to take a short break. And when we got two more inductees. Of course, Mr. Jeff Christensen and Jess coming at you. You're listening to the 7th year anniversary here at iSports Radio, as well as the iSports Radio Hall of Fame induction class of 2020. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening. This is Daves and Crooks, one half of Fast Break Radio. Good evening. This is Daves and Crooks, one half of Fast Break here on iSports Radio. I ain't here today, well, I got the free time, to wish Larry B and iSports Radio a happy birthday. 7 years. It's a long time. In 7 years, Larry B has carried iSports Radio to the promised land. I gotta give a shout out to Larry B. He found me about a few years ago while I was starting out the Crooks process. The Crooks process in the early stages. Larry B, I think, liked myself enough that he brought me in the fold. Ever since those years, we've been working together here on iSports Radio. So, I'm going to say I'm blessed to be part of iSports Radio for a couple years now. I would like to continue this partnership for the next 7 years and beyond. Like I said, congrats to Larry B. Congrats to iSports Radio. And congrats to everybody that's involved with iSports Radio. It's a full journey, and let's keep rocking 7 more years down the road.
What's good, fight fans? It's your boy, Marcus Los Great, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy, awesome white tea. We are coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back, sports fans. All right, well, there you have it. A word from Mr. of Fast Break, and of course, another great interview here in the books on this induction, if I may say. Of course, induction here on the IE Sports Radio 7-year anniversary and IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame 2020 induction. With that said, let's just keep it rolling, y'all. We have our next inductee here ready to roll. I'm so happy to have this guy aboard because honestly, he has really done a lot. As well. He's been a part of this show for many years, and it's just great because he's been a part of the network for many years. He seriously has a resume here at IE Sports Radio with being on 3 and Out and just doing his thing. It has been so much fun having him on so many great shows. He was on the Super Bowl show last year when the Chiefs won it. He was on the Super Bowl this last past year when they lost it. The guy is always a diehard. The guy is about as awesome as it gets, and I'm really, really, really glad and happy to have him a part of this show. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in here yet again. This time for his first time as an IE Sports Radio Hall of Famer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming, of course, the one, the only, Incredible Chief Jeff Christensen. What's going on, man? How you doing today, brother? Okay, I think there's some audio issues here with Jeff, so my apologies, everybody. Let's go ahead and see if we can bring him on now. Yeah, good old Jeff, man. We might have a little bit of complications, but it's okay. You know what? I have an idea to fix it. So hang tight, and I think we may have a solution to this thing going. So here we go. Let's get things rolling, y'all, as we get set for him to call in momentarily. Other than that, we are ready to roll, y'all. So once again, as I've said, the guy has been a super duper diehard Chiefs fan. Let's try this one more time, y'all. Okay, so let's try it. Let's try this one more time because I know he's ready to rock and roll, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, he's on 3 when the Chiefs won it all. He was on 3 and out when the Chiefs lost. And guess what? He's still here. They didn't lose anything, but of course, we won the big game. But ladies and gentlemen, glad to have him here today for his umpteenth time on IE Sports Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in for the first time, Hall of Famer inductee number 11, Sports Radio Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in, of course, the man, the legend, Incredible Chief Jeff Christensen. What's going on, man? Hey, brother.
What's going on? Very good when it comes to technology, I suppose. I was waiting on hold on that old SoundCloud thing or whatever he used to use for a while.
Oh, no, man. It's all good. It's all good, brother. I know. We're having technology difficulties, all kinds of crap. My apologies, man. But, dude, this has been awesome. Great show so far. And, Jeff, I just want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, dude, you're about as diehard as it gets, man. Jeff has called me on the road on the way to Chiefs games to be on the show. Jeff has called me after games to be on the show. Just made time during work, okay, to be on shows. This guy deserves to be a Hall of Famer through and through, and that's why we're glad we have you here today, brother. So with that said, once again, man, welcome for your first time as a Hall of Famer, man. Congratulations.
But I appreciate it, man. It means a lot, and I appreciate everybody for the support.
Hey, brother, we appreciate you being a part of it, man. You got a lot of votes this year. A lot of people came to you, came up for you, man, and we didn't even mention Terrans. I feel bad. But in the final votes this year, in December, it was a pretty cool little race at the end. But yeah, you got in with a total of 58 votes. Terran got 67, Lori got 93, Terran got 67, and 58 to be the 11th Hall of Famer, man. How you feeling being a Hall of Famer here at IE Sports Radio, man? You definitely deserved it.
It's definitely an honor. Definitely put in the work for it, like you said, between being on the road and from games and everything else. You know, it's not easy living in Denver and having season tickets in Kansas City. So I'm always out and about. Got to have the 2 jobs to be able to afford it now that I can actually start traveling again. Picked up another job. So getting ready to do it again. But it's been a journey, and it's definitely a true honor to be a part of that and to be a part of the IE Sports Radio family.
Hey, brother, you are now forever. I mean, of course, we got diehards that are definitely a part of the iSports Radio family, but brother, you have reached iSports Radio immortality. No one can take this from me, man. You will have a gold shirt in the mail coming up in just a few weeks, and I'm glad to have you wear that sucker with some pride, man. So with that said, let's go and take a step back and just talk to Jeff for a few moments. I know we got a whole bunch of time, but we just want to go ahead, and I just want to ask a question real fast, man. Go ahead and tell us, of course, true diehard, man. What has your journey really been like? Of course, tell us your journey to iSports Radio as a diehard, of course, getting a part of iSports Radio and the years you've been affiliated with us, being on the shows, and then, of course, let us know how you became such a diehard fan in the first place to get you this spot.
Well, the journey starts with a lot of ups and downs. Of course, Chiefs fans, it starts with a lot of ups and downs. Granted, right now it's a lot of ups more than anything else. A lot of excitement, a lot of things have been going on, but I was still there during those 2-14 seasons. You just got to kind of stick it through. For me, it's an outlet. It's what I have outside of my everyday life. It's what I have outside of life. So when you have IE Sports Radio and things like that, you got a place where you got other fans to be able to come together and somewhat compete. Almost some of these conversations I had on these three now have been just as competitive as our guys in the field have been. It's gone some back and forth pretty good. And it just keeps everything going, man. It makes everything so much more fun. The camaraderie and the connection between the teams and the fans. It hasn't always been all jolly for us, but it definitely is now. And I see the future pretty bright for us as well. So I just keep looking forward to it. It doesn't end now just because we're at this spot. We just got to keep going and keep the spotlight live.
Absolutely, man. And you have really, really, really come a long way as a diehard, man, because, I mean, my goodness, your Chiefs, it's true, man. Not too long ago, you guys weren't all that great. I remember back in 2002, man, when the Raiders were actually the top of the AFC West, we blew you guys out like 40-something or 52-0, I think. I remember that. Like, Rich Gannon was on the field. Like, I mean, seriously, and now all these years later, you guys are just eating everybody for breakfast, man. And honestly, it's just awesome seeing those wins exchange and seeing all these things, man, because seriously, that's what it's all about, man, sports. I mean, as Meg Renee says here at iSports Radio, football is family. I think I say that for all sports, the way I said earlier with Lori, man. So
my journey kind of first started with my first game that I went to live was with my grandfather in '94, and it was the Elway Montana game. Oh, so it was my first game to see live. Was the Elway Montana game at the old Mile High Stadium, and with that team of Joe Montana, Marcus Allen, Derek Thomas, Neil Smith, I was stuck. But being from Colorado, a Colorado native, my family's all diehard Broncos. My grandpa had a rule. I was only allowed to wear one item. If it was cold, I had to choose a jacket. If it was, it had to be one hat, one jersey, one item. I couldn't go all decked out. So he would go to a game with me now. But that one item rule kind of stuck with me. So when I started going and he didn't start coming with me more, I just started getting more crazy, and I didn't have a one item restriction anymore.
That's a pretty neat little rule, man. Well, look at that, and it legs you all the way to being the true diehard you are today, man. So I just gotta tell you, this has been awesome, man. This has been great having you aboard. And it's true, it's true. You guys have had some competitive primetime face-offs on 3 and Out, and that's what I'm telling you, man. You definitely earned it. You've on all shows. I've needed somebody to talk Chiefs. I need somebody to compete against somebody for a Chiefs game. I needed, it doesn't really matter, man. Like, voting polls, like whatever it was, man, you guys seriously 100% have earned this, man, and it is just great having you a part of this. You are, once again, the 11th person into a Hall of Fame that is going to grow tremendously over these years, man, and it's great to know that you're in the early goings of this, because you're a great guy, man, and I'm just really glad to have you a part of it. I'm glad to call you an inductee and glad to call you a friend. I'm glad that you're here today, man. So, with that said, we're going to have some fun here. I, of course, had to just pull this out of nowhere a couple of minutes ago with our last inductee, Taryn Rodriguez, a Chargers fan. You hung Jeff.
Yeah.
But with that said, I have here my beautiful fiance. We just got engaged a couple weeks ago, Jeff.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So, with that said, Jeff, I don't know if you've heard this co-perspective or not, man, here at iSports Radio. You're a busy man, I know. But with that said, man, we have our show going on here. And Cecilia, of course, not being too much of a big sports fan herself, has actually turned into a sports fan the last couple of months. It's pretty awesome to have her here. So with that said, I am asking her to ask you guys one random question about sports. Whether it's, it could be really anything that has to do with sports. In your case, it's definitely football because you're a Chiefs fan. So how about we get a good question here? This would be a fun one. And I think, I don't know, let's see if we can get a good question here. All right, Viv, go ahead. What's your question for Jeff?
What is your favorite player of all time?
Ooh. Favorite player of all time, it would have to be one of the main reasons why I even became a fan, and would, even though he's no longer with us anymore, Derek was that staple to me that, to me, lived and breathed football. Derek Thomas was everything I wanted to be on a field, but never could be. I'm too small. But everything I want to do off the field, everything he did for the community with his foundations that are still upping today, by Neil Smith and a couple of his other partners that just kept his legacy going, that everything he's done for the community and outside of the field has just been phenomenal. And I just wanted to be...
That is awesome, dude. I really, really like that response. And absolutely, man, rest in peace to the great Derek Thomas, man, one of the greatest freaking players I've ever seen, man, play this game. So that is awesome. So I really, really just want to say thank you so much for sharing that today, man. That was pretty awesome. So with that said, Jeff, brother, I know you gotta get back to work, man. You've had a rough, probably a long day here, but I gotta tell you, man, thank you so much for being a part of this. And with that said, man, your exit, if you will, or whatever you like to say, man, go ahead and say any closing remarks. What I'd like to say here, man, of course, is, keep it cool, but of course, I know you know that, being on iSports Radio many times, but anytime, brother, let us know, what would you like to say, what would you like to tell anybody out there, whatever you like, and of course, then close it off with the everlasting, of course, what I love to ask everybody is, of course, or like to, tell everybody at the end, of course, let everybody know where they can find you, man.
Well, I just want to reiterate, thanks guys again so much for all the support. It's been a great journey. It doesn't end now. It just keeps going. I look forward to having a season back again. I look forward to be able to start travel again. I get my vaccination tomorrow, so I can, go into other cities and other stadiums again. That's part. So I look forward to seeing you guys out in your stadiums, out at Arrowhead. Please feel free to reach out. It's just been a true honor. I really appreciate everybody's support in this run, but in everything we do. I know a lot of everybody kind of follows along with what we do in our foundation, with the Aero 58 Foundation and everything else, but I couldn't be here without you guys. So definitely a true honor. Really appreciate you guys. IE Sports Radio, you guys are awesome. You guys are great. Larry got a good girl. She can tolerate you. Congratulations on that. In the meantime, you guys can find me at on Twitter at IncrediChief, Facebook Jeff Christensen IncrediChief. Always out there. My foundation is the Aero 50 Foundation. Reach out.
And that's what it's all about. Jeff, congratulations once again, man. Inductee, iSports Radio Hall of Fame, inductee number 11. We appreciate you, man. God bless you and your family. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, man. And congratulations. You'll be getting your golden shirt in the mail soon, man. Thanks again for being a part of iSports Radio. And thank you so much for being a part of the iSports Radio Hall of Fame, man. We appreciate you. And thank you very much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, sir.
Thanks, guys. You too.
Anytime, man. Take care. All right, y'all. There you have it, y'all. With that said, we're taking ourselves another short break. And when we get back, we will be, of course, talking to the final Hall of Fame inductee here at iSports Radio for the class of 2020. Of course, Miss Jess. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, this is Felicia, and I'm here to wish the IE Sports Radio family a very happy 7-year anniversary. What an amazing trip it has been so far up to this point. I know it may sound cliche that we say this every year, but seriously, every year is just a treasure and a blessing for this network of podcasters I'm so proud to be a part of. I'm also known as the First Lady of IE Sports Radio because at the time, in 2014, I was one of the first hosts of this network to host a show. My co-host, Martine Sandoval, and I, also a unique combination of a male and female perspective, talking about wrestling. The title of our show was The Gorilla Position, and we are still on the air right now. Changed our name to Ring Rambling Radio, although we are in somewhat of a transition again as well. We are still all about wrestling. Everything from WWE, AEW, independent shows, all the way down to even just looking into the history. I have to say my co-host Martine is quite the encyclopedia when it comes to wrestling, and it's just something we're very passionate about, and we can sit there and talk unscripted, which is what we do. But I think that's what makes our show unique and so fun and so great at the same time. So that's how we got started. In that Martine is an old school buddy of Larry. I met Larry online through being a fan of Angels baseball. I found the network when there was an Angels baseball podcast at the time. He came up with the opportunity to give Martine and I a show. We actually did a little trial run. It was literally a trial run the week of Thanksgiving, right after Survivor Series in November of 2014. And who knew? I mean, after just 1 hour, Martine and I, obviously too, not meeting in person and the fact that we're on different parts of the country, we still managed to put on an amazing show. And it felt like we've been doing it for years, to be honest. So if you haven't heard us, hopefully you can check us out sometime. Right now, we're under Ring Rambling Radio on the IE Sports Radio Network, and we're going to continue to keep moving along with this wonderful train that we've been a part of. So thank you all for your support out there, for continued support if you've been with us from day one or if you've just recently joined us. And also to the rest of our family here at the IE Sports Radio Network, congratulations. Hey, happy anniversary to us. We've had some great content here. We've had some amazing people come on to host shows, and the sky is the limit for all of the people here in this network, I have to say. So best wishes to all of us, wherever your dreams may lead you with these podcasts. Best wishes to myself and Martino. And we're just going to keep going. And again, thank you for all your continued support. And we just want you the best podcasting out there that possible. And thanks again. The man that started it all. Anniversary once again. And thanks a lot, everyone. Always.
Dave the Fried Man here to tell you about the newest IE Sports Radio show, the Kansas City Shuffle. We'll be talking football, reigning Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, baseball, your 2015 World Series Royals, college hoops, college football, and much to Ryan's delight, hockey.
Oh, wow.
Make sure you catch up with us on Twitter at KC Shuffle Show. You can also catch up with my colleague Ryan the Pezquire at the Pezquire Fool
on Twitter.
Make sure you check us out on IE Sports Radio at 6 p.m. Central Time to 7:30.
Oh, yeah.
And Ryan, any final words for the listeners?
Yeah, come on in, enjoy the winning we've been having here in Kansas City lately, and don't be jealous. Bye-bye.
IE Sports Radio,
your direct feed for all things sports. Nope, that's not it. Cut that.
Welcome back, IE Sports Radio fans. Of course, big ups to all these awesome shows like the Kansas City Shuffle there with Pezquire, of course, and Mr. Friedman, the Fried Man. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an awesome show, and we're going to keep rolling here with our 4th Hall of Fame inductee. Ladies and gentlemen, she, of course, is a super duper crazy diehard. This woman is about as diehard about her Niners than I think I've seen almost any female out there. Lori, of course, today with her Broncos, of course, you heard earlier today on the show. She's another one of those. But I'll tell you what, Jess is, she's incredible. Why? Because this girl will literally take on anybody. I don't care who they are. Seriously, and she's bring it on. She does not care who she faces off with in the primetime face-offs. She is about as diehard as it gets. She's as Felicia heard her say right now about Martine being an encyclopedia, for wrestling on the Ring Rambling Radio, little post right there you just heard from Felicia. This is like with the Niners, y'all. Trust me, she's like a freaking encyclopedia because she knows her team very well. She brings tons of facts, and she comes ready to roll, y'all. So with that said, today I'm so glad to have here. She is the fourth and final inductee here into the IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame. She came in with a total of 54 votes. So those are all of the votes there. Let's take a quick look. Final votes from this past December when the inductees, when they came in and inducted. So she came in with 54 votes. Of course, so Lori with 93, Taryn with 67, Jeff with 58, and Jess with 54. Ladies and gentlemen, so glad to have her here today for this honor because she deserves every bit of it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming here for her upteam time because seriously, she's always on 3 and out and is always ready to rock and roll. Welcoming now for the first time, IE Sports Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame inductee number 12, the one, the only, Miss Jess. What's going on, Jess? How you doing today?
I'm good, Larry. How are you? Thanks for having me. Thank you.
You are very welcome, and thank you so much for being a part of this. You have seriously earned this. And
I will say this. I think Taryn voted himself a lot.
You think so?
I think so.
those darn Charger fans.
I know, right?
I'll tell you right now, it is an honor to have you a part of this. IE Sports Radio inductee number 12. So with that said, we're going to start things off here with a, of course, I just love asking everybody because it's a great question to ask. And of course, that is, how did you become such a diehard into not only being a Niner fan, and, well, of course, you've told that story before, but, of course, just loving sports in general, just loving football, and, of course, then getting into Niner. Then, of course, how about becoming IE Sports Radio, and what's kept you involved in IE Sports Radio, and, of course, shows here? What has kept you involved throughout these years that you have been involved with us here? So, yeah, so I know it's like a two-part question there, but we definitely want to hear it.
Well, Larry, it starts with you, and, happy anniversary to IE Sports Radio. But, you saw out October 2019, looking for a Niners fan, to come on 3 and out. And I was so honored to do it. And I have such a great time with everybody, met a lot of cool people off of here. And, we've had a good time.
Well, I appreciate that because you have certainly brought a lot of energy and so much enthusiasm and so much just diehardness. Like, I don't even know if that's a freaking word, but you definitely bring it because it's awesome. You certainly show everybody what a true diehard would be, and I love it. I love what you bring to the table, and you really have a great personality and a great personality for radio. I'll tell you that because you certainly bring it, and I think nobody can disagree with you know how to bring the sting, and I think it's awesome that you do it. So, especially in those primetime face-offs. So, it really does mean a lot that you have, come this far, of course, get voted on, and you are now an IE Sports Radio Hall of Famer. So how are you feeling now? Now you're a part of only 12 people to have those gold shirts in the country out of listeners.
I feel awesome. It's great. Go Niners, though. Go Niners. My fandom is because of my dad and my brother. Niners.
That's what I'm talking about. I love it because you always bring that in, and I'll make sure to emphasize that you are from the East Coast, and that's the coolest part is you get a major reason of why people should never be ashamed to rep their team wherever they are on the country. You're over there on the East Coast. The Niners are on the other side of the country, not necessarily me. Of course, they're way up north. I'm way down south, but I'll tell you right now, you certainly tell everybody that, or just let everybody know that, yeah, you don't necessarily have to be in that backyard to love your team and to rep your team because you're all the way over there, and you certainly bring it every single time you're on the show, and it's just awesome to see somebody like yourself just repping your team from so far away. So it's really, really, really cool. I think it's an awesome thing. So how is it being a Niner fan over there?
I love it. I am never afraid to rep the red and gold in Jersey. Being around Giants and Jets fans, it is what it is. That's how I was raised. That's how my brother was raised. Go Niners. We're going far this year. Let's go.
You guys have the squad. I mean, it seems like it seems like you were dead in the water once, and now it's like, sorry, like, you're there, and it's awesome to see this team just continue to blossom. I mean, really, you got a lot of Raiders, you got a lot of, the rebuild awesome a few years ago, and you guys have seriously stuck around to be still one of the best teams in the NFL, and I mean, it's just great to see how far this. I'm really looking forward to seeing some Niners football this year, and of course, to back on the show coming up this year. So, any excitement? What's going on? I know you saw the schedule released a couple days ago. What game are you most excited for this year with those Niners?
You know what? I'm looking forward to home opener against the Pack because I'd like to smack the Pack again. But like 1-2 with the Lions, you know, Jared Goff, he can't seem to get away from us. We, you know, sweep the Rams quite often. Now with the Lions, we could get to do that again. And, you know, just the divisional games, you know, the She-Hawks, the Cardinals, the Lambs, you know, all them. So ready to rock roll. 2021, we're going to kick ass, take names.
I'm loving the She-Hawks. Oh my goodness, you guys.
Come on, Larry. You know I'm here all day with names. I'm here all day.
I love it when you tell a fan to their face on the show that.
Yes.
Like, we've seen some of the funniest reactions where they're like, did she just say that? Like it's pretty awesome. So
I love everybody. It's all in good fun.
No, it is, and it's just great. It really, really is, and it's just a wonderful how we all get brought together here. So I have to say, realistically, right now with the Niners, I mean, hey, you said you feel like you can go all the way. What make right now? I mean, what gives you that feeling? Of course, we can still be in a diehard, but at the same time, with realism, what makes you say right now that you know the team is actually ready to go right back up to the top again?
Well, last year, and it's not an excuse, we were decimated by injuries. That's no excuse. It is the game of football. But this year, I feel that, you know, that's adversity that we're going to overcome. Same with 2018. You know, we overcame that. 2019, we were headed back to the Super Bowl. Different than we would have expected. But I think this year, it's, you know, hopefully the same result. And, you know, and I love me some Jimmy G. And now, we have Trey Lance and everything else, but I think he's just going to go lights out this season. So watch out, NFL.
I completely get you. You guys are a monstrous team. I'm looking forward to it. Exactly. The injury bug's not going to be there, or isn't there this year. Let's hope it doesn't come back. So with that said, pretty awesome. I just got engaged a couple weeks ago, so very excited for that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. And my beautiful fiance, Cecilia, is actually here today with us. And, of course, we've done the sports culture perspective here at IE Sports Radio for a couple of months. She wasn't that big of a sports fan to start with whatsoever, but now she's become one. It's pretty awesome. And I'm loving it because she's got some questions for everybody today. She's asking one question per Hall of Famer, the final one of the day. So, Jess, she has a pretty cool question for you here. So, let's go ahead and hand on the mic over to her.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How about yourself?
Good.
Awesome. What's your favorite 49ers Super Bowl victory and why?
It's got to be 94, Steve Young. We rocked. That's it. It should have 7 by now, but that's all right. We're coming more. But yeah, definitely not. Love me a lefty. I'm a left-handed myself, but 94, Steve Young.
Nice.
Cecilia's left-handed lefty herself.
Yep.
So
that's cool.
That's right.
Hey, the lefties take over, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's awesome. You know what? That 94 Super Bowl. Let me say something here to Cecilia, babe. That Super Bowl was about as one-sided gets. Just know here, that Super Bowl was about. I mean, oh my gosh, what was the final score? Like 52 to like 20. It was like a blowout.
Yeah, did Terrence see that?
I think Terrell was like fair, but I'm pretty sure he saw that.
That's all right. He was still in this world. It's fine.
Still here, I think 55 to like 20 is the final score. Complete blowout. But yeah, you guys, what a Super Bowl victory. And thanks for the question, Dave. What a great victory. And what a great way for you guys just to keep going, man. So I think, as a matter of fact, let me take a look here. I think we have Taryn in the chat room. I definitely,
He's probably going to unfollow me after this.
Right? Oh, Taryn put, I was very young back then, LOL. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll tell you what. See, Jess, you always bring some sting, whether it's the induction ceremony or 3 and out. You never ever cease to show a great presence here, and we appreciate you. That said, the floor is all yours for your exit here. Say whichever you will, however you want to say it. Of course, you just follow the guidelines. You're good to go. But we always say, of course, well, we want you to say, of course, whatever you'd like. And we really appreciate you being here today, and make your exit however you'd like to. And then, of course, as always, let these super diehard Niner fans listening right now know where to find you.
Larry, IE Sports Radio, happy 7th anniversary, and an honor on to do 3 and out every primetime game that the Niners are on. You guys are great. Definitely brought me out of my comfort zone. Sure. 2021, go Niners. We're kissing taking names. You can follow me on Twitter at JM41484. Let's go.
There we go, making a thundery X. I love it. With that said, oh my goodness, couldn't ask for a better way to end that part. With that said, Jess, thank you so much. You are now an IE Sports Radio Hall of Famer, number 12 into the Hall of Fame. Your gold t-shirt will be in the mail soon, and we appreciate you so very much. Thank you, and I just hope to have you back for many more shows coming up this year.
Yes, definitely. Look forward to it, Lara. Congratulations again, guys, on your engagement.